It's time to upgrade your inner dialogue. It's time to take control of how are you talking to yourself? What feelings and sentiments are you harboring inside your internal ecosystem? You know, and what are you allowing to flow through you, and what are you restricting within yourself? I remember when I went through such a tough time in 2025. My goodness, it was actually probably one of the most challenging years in my life. And I've done hard things, but I think like 2025 was a different type of challenging because I had never encountered these types of challenges before in this type of way. To give you a little summary, I had a law suit that I had to file against a gallery that damaged one of my best paintings. And like, I don't say that lightly. Like, this is a painting that till this day gets thousands of views every day on Pinterest, and they damaged it. Long story short, they didn't want to compensate me for it, so I had to take them to court, and I ended up getting a court-ordered settlement, which was great, but it dragged out for half of the year. Now, during this time, I had modeling gigs. I got to model for Macy's. That was fun. I did a brand collaboration with TikTok, an art gallery show for Juneteenth. That was great. But then shortly after that, I had an injury that had me on crutches for some time and on bed rest for some weeks. And during that time, I lost friends, if you can imagine. Like, when major things happen, you kind of see like, dang, like, this person is not really my friend. They like my vibe, but they don't really like me. When people want to be around you because of what they can gain or because of your cultural currency or whatever, or social currency, all of that stuff. So as I navigated those challenges, there were times when I would wake up in the morning, cry. Like, as soon as I'm waking up, it's tears. I'm stressed. Things are going on. I was like, oh my gosh. Mind you, at the time when the injury happened, I did not have health insurance. So yeah, navigating adulthood is not easy, when you're trying to figure it out. And so, thank God now I do, but at that time I didn't. And if you're listening to this and you are not based in the United States, these issues are they're prominent in US society. So with all of this that was happening in my life, I'm waking up, I'm crying at the time, praying and connecting to God. I was like, God, listen, I'm talking to you, but I'm seeing my 3D, my circumstances, and it's not giving. It's really not. But it was really the declarations I said over my life. I had to get stubborn with it. Hope is stubborn, by the way. Hope is not like a willy-nilly, oh yeah, like I hope it happens. No, hope and faith are stubborn. They are like, no, I've decided that I am believing in this and it shall come to pass. And it's that type of stubborn faith and that type of stubborn hope that when you integrate that with internal alignment to your higher self, everything changes. Because now I'm in such a different mindset. But there's, still things in my life that I'm like, you know what? I have to take care of that. I wish I had help with that, or, I wish. But then I tell myself, well, do I want to stay in the energy of lack or the energy of expansion? At every thought that makes me feel uncomfortable, I'm thinking like, okay, I can choose to let this bring me down, or I can choose to tell myself what I know to be true about me. I am great. I am victorious. I am a winner. God does not call me defeated. I have the capacity to live the life of my dreams. I have proof that I am capable, And so I had to tell myself these things, and I had to tell myself these things multiple times every day. It was stubborn. So when I say upgrade your internal dialogue, I'm not saying that, oh my gosh, magically things will happen overnight, but sometimes they can. That's the thing. I think that if my internal dialogue, if I had not been fighting to keep hope alive within me, I honestly don't think that my vibration would have been receptive to miracles still coming in, even in the midst of what felt like personal chaos and despair to me. So your internal dialogue, I think if you want to upgrade it, don't try to force yourself to completely transform overnight. Just start with a few declarations like, I am a winner. I am capable. I have joy. I have peace that surpasses understanding. Repeat these mantras in your mind every time there's a trigger. Every time something pops up in your 3D that you're like, oh my gosh, I'm not feeling that. You can create summer on the inside. You can, have a visual that you keep inside of you living your best life. Like when you feel your happiest, I take that imagery and I hold it inside of myself whenever I feel like, man, I'm looking around me and I'm not necessarily crazy about what I see, but then I hold that image and I take that feeling and I take my declarations and I move forward. So I wrote a lot of declarations. I did a lot of internal work to get me to a place where I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, things have definitely changed. There's opportunities in my life that I'm like, oh my gosh, wow, dream come true. At every step of the way, I've had to upgrade my internal dialogue for new dreams and new miracles to abound in my life. And in doing so, I've done a lot of writing, and that has all manifested in my latest book, I Am Alaere, Declarations for a Brave Heart and a Sovereign Mind. So my book is now available for pre-order on my website. It is only $8.88. Gotta, use my favorite angel number. Well, one of them anyways. And I just want this book to be accessible to anyone, no matter what you're going through. Like, it is released as an ebook initially, and it is coming out in March, on March 14th. All of your pre-orders will be delivered to you in an EPUB file. I just want y'all to know that the reason I wrote this book is because these writings and these declarations helped me reconnect with my higher self at a time when I felt so low. I felt like, oh my gosh, what is going on? And it was these declarations, it was writing them down and speaking them over my life every single day that took me over the mountain, and took me to my promised land within, which is that integration of my higher self. That is my promised land. And if you're a spiritual person and you feel weighed down by what is happening in the world right now, you're not crazy. It's not, it doesn't mean that, oh my gosh, you don't believe in what you say you believe. You're human. That's it. You're human. And I think like any regimen that we have when we want to improve anything else, I think when it comes to our heart and it comes to our mind, there's regimens that we have to do, spiritual hygiene, to be quite honest, or we have to flush out the thoughts and the pieces of consciousness that do not serve us, that do not serve our highest good or the highest good of the universe, of humanity. And we have to replace them with declarations that actually elevate us. And so I wrote this book for you. I wrote this book for me. I wrote this book for anybody who really needs to upgrade and is ready to upgrade their internal dialogue and reconnect with their divine identity. So I have placed the link in the description. But my website is www.alaarelifestyle.com. And when you go to the publications tab, you will be able to go to books and you will see my latest book as well as my first book, Force of Nature, which has really already transformed lives in the last 5 years. I can't believe it's been 5 years since I published it, but I'm really excited to share this work of writing with y'all. If you've been following me for some time, you know that I am somebody that I flow with the universe. I flow with the rhythms of the universe, and I felt really compelled to release this book right now. I thought that I would release it later in the year, and it would have to, be print, and that's a whole process. Gosh, this is my first time self-publishing. I worked with a publisher for my first book, so this is this is the first of many ebooks that I will be releasing through my company, Alaere Lifestyle, which is at the intersections of art, fashion, and publishing, high vibrational art, fashion, and publishing. And I am really excited to share this work with you. It's very personal, and I believe that it will change lives, because what we think, we become. We are just products of our thoughts, ultimately. That's a quote from Mahatma Gandhi. I just want us all to lift our vibrations higher and higher and higher. The limit does not exist, truly. It does not exist. So I could talk so much more about this, but I do want this to be short and sweet. But definitely check out the book. If you are interested, go ahead and pre-order, and you will receive your copy March 14th. I'm so happy to have you. Bye.